Before hypercars flooded social media, before electric acceleration became a flex, before every brand slapped limited edition on a badge and called it history, there was a car that didn't ask for attention. It didn't go viral. It didn't need validation. It simply existed, ahead of its time. A car built when the world wasn't ready to understand it. A car so advanced, it made the rest of the industry uncomfortable. This is the Porsche 959. Not a sales pitch, just a filter. If you're here for more than specs, if you care about why certain cars matter, how decisions made decades ago shape wealth today, and why being early often looks like being wrong, then subscribe now. This channel isn't about trends. It's about patterns. All right, let's go back where the story really begins. The mid-1980s were a strange time. The Cold War was still very real. The Berlin Wall hadn't fallen. Technology was accelerating, but nobody knew where it was going. Personal computers were just entering homes. Digital systems were replacing analog ones, and industries everywhere were being forced to choose: play it safe or build for a future that didn't exist yet. Porsche, at this moment, was under pressure. The 911 was iconic, but aging. Regulations were tightening. Fuel efficiency mattered. Safety mattered. Electronics were coming whether manufacturers liked it or not. And Ferrari? Ferrari was winning hearts with drama, sound, and raw emotion. Porsche knew they couldn't win by copying Ferrari, so they chose a different path. They chose engineering dominance. The Porsche 959 wasn't conceived as a normal road car. It wasn't designed to sell in high numbers. It wasn't designed to make immediate profit. It was designed as a rolling laboratory. Porsche wanted to answer a question no one else was asking yet. What happens when performance, electronics, and intelligence work together? At the time, most performance cars were still mechanical. Grip came from tires. Control came from the driver's skill. The 959 introduced a dangerous idea. What if the car could think? Under the rear deck sat a twin-turbocharged flat-six engine. But this wasn't just about power. The 959 featured sequential turbocharging for reduced lag, electronically controlled all-wheel drive, adjustable ride height and suspension, Kevlar-reinforced body panels, advanced aerodynamics tested in wind tunnels. In 1986. Let that timeline sink in. Cars today still struggle to integrate systems smoothly. The 959 was already doing it nearly 40 years ago. This wasn't evolution. This was a jump forward. Porsche didn't want press releases. They wanted proof. So they took the 959 to one of the most brutal environments on Earth, the Paris-Dakar Rally. This wasn't a race. It was survival. Thousands of miles, unpredictable terrain, heat, sand, mechanical torture. If the 959 failed here, the idea was dead. Instead, it dominated. First place, second place. The technology worked. Not in theory, in reality. And here's where the story turns. The Porsche 959 was brilliant. But brilliance came at a cost. Each car cost Porsche more to build than it sold for. The technology was expensive. The systems were complex. Manufacturing was inefficient. Worse, regulations couldn't keep up. In the United States, the 959 didn't meet certain compliance standards. owners couldn't legally drive the cars they bought. Imagine buying the future and being told to park it. To the public, the 959 looked like a mistake. People called it a failure. Too expensive, too complicated, too niche. But history doesn't reward comfort. It rewards impact. The 959 quietly changed Porsche forever. It became the blueprint for AWD 911s, turbo management systems, electronic stability development, the modern Porsche identity. The money was lost short-term. The influence was permanent. Here's the lesson the Porsche 959 teaches better than almost any car ever made. Being early feels exactly like being wrong. When something is truly innovative, it doesn't fit existing systems. Regulations lag behind. Markets don't understand it. Critics mislabel it. But when the world finally catches up, the early decision becomes priceless. Now let's jump to 2026. We live in a world where AI companies burn cash but dominate industries. Assets with stories outperform assets with specs. Collectors outperform traders. Culture beats numbers. The Porsche 959 fits this perfectly. It's no longer just a car. It's a symbol of first-mover courage. Today, the Porsche 959 is worth millions. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the rarest, but because it represents something irreplaceable, a moment when Porsche bet everything on the future. In 2026, smart money doesn't chase hype. It accumulates meaning, and meaning compounds. The Porsche 959 represents a mindset, the willingness to be misunderstood, the courage to invest before validation, the discipline to think in decades, not quarters. It reminds us that true innovation rarely arrives with applause. It arrives quietly and waits. Sometimes the world isn't ready. Sometimes the market is blind. Sometimes being ahead feels lonely. But time has a way of correcting the record. The Porsche 959 didn't age. The world did. If you want more stories where cars, money, history, and mindset collide, like the video, share it with someone who thinks long-term, and I'll see you in the next one. Because legends aren't built overnight. They're built ahead of time.